welcome to Tackle Talk with Oregon Bass Fishing. This is going to be a series, well, not a series, it's going to be a style of videos that I put out where I'm either talking about a multitude of baits, maybe one bait, maybe a manufacturer. It's just going to kind of change, but it's all going to be tackle related, rods, reels, baits, or any other tools that we're going to use on the water. So today, at first I was just going to grab one bait, and then I was looking through my box and thinking, man, I don't know. So we're going to do a winter time bait selection for bank anglers, basically. I've kind of got a system that I've worked out. I went through taking a whole tackle box with me on the bank, to tackle trays, to multiple tackle trays, to bags, to all kinds of stuff. And so this is kind of what I've come up with to help me stay organized and not take too much stuff. Because if I'm taking too much stuff, you're never going to try it all if you're going to be out there for a half a day or a few hours. So you might as well take a few things that you might throw. You don't need 10 colors of each. So what I've done is I got one of these waterproof Plano 3700 series boxes. It's the deep one. And this thing has no dividers in it. It does come with dividers, but I took them all out. I've got like one right here that's kind of broken right now. But you can basically leave it open. And I know it looks like a mess in here, but this is all I will take is just this one box. So it might take me a few jiggles to get out what I need out of here. But it's all right there, and I don't have to go searching for it. And there's plenty of room for that in my backpack. The second thing that I'll bring along as well is this Plano Guide Series worm bag. And this thing is pretty sweet. It's got individual plastic bags on the inside that come out. They're all attached by these rings. You've got pockets for pliers or weights or whatever, so you could have this be like your Texas rig bag or something like that. I just throw everything in here, and then I've got my soft plastics that I need for the day. So I'm going to go through just some of the baits that I'm throwing right now because it's winter time. It's going to be different for everybody. Up here in Oregon, it is getting pretty cold already. We've had some nights, down to 20 degrees. So this is kind of what I'm taking around with me on the bank. And I'll kind of explain why as I go through these. So the first one is a rattle trap or a lipless crankbait of some sort. This one's in a bluegill color. This is just a standard rattle trap. Makes a lot of noise. You can huck these things really far. So if you're fishing from the bank, it's really nice to be able to throw this thing way out there. Also, this time of year, when the grass is dying off, these don't really catch up very well in the grass. You can work this right over the top of that grass that's receding, and it'll kind of tick the top, and you can just rip it out if you ever need to. But I've been chucking this over grass with no problem. It just rips right out. I've got these in a couple different colors, red and silver with a little blue and silver. And then I've got this big gold one. This is a Excalibur XR100, and it's quite a bit bigger than the original rattle trap. It's got a lot more body to it. Instead of having just a bunch of BBs, this has kind of two big knockers in there with some little BBs moving around. So you can work this really slow, and it'll just kind of make that knocking sound as it's going through the water. The way I was catching them on these is just working it super slow on the bottom, just barely rolling it, and they're just eating it up. Another thing I'll take along is jerk baits. I've got a bunch of these. Right now it's early December. We still have some weeds that have kind of held on. It's been kind of warm. It's been funny. It's warm then super cold. So I don't have a lot of clear water to throw this in, like no weeds, without casting, 50 yards. So these I have not used a whole lot just because I've been bank fishing this winter so far. But I've got this one, got a little deeper one, like a pull style. Another bait that I'll take along is a swim bait. This is a River to Sea S-Waver. This is the 168S size, which is sinking, but it doesn't sink very fast. And if you haven't seen one of these swim before, it basically does a big S in the water real slow, just like this. And then the bass will follow it. And a lot of times I'll throw this, and if I see them following it and they won't commit, then I'll throw one of the rattle traps. However, this also has another feature that not everybody is aware of. When you're working it real slow, if you give it a real quick twitch, it'll actually spin around and look right back at that bass's face. And when you do that, a lot of times that'll trigger a reaction strike if they're following this thing. I've got a smaller version that's a Sebile style, hard body swim bait. And then I've got one of these little Huddleston weedless shads. These are pretty cool. Inside the mouth here, if you pull it back, you can see the line tie. The eye of the hook is there. And then this is real squishy right here. And if you just squish it down, you can see there's the hook that comes right out of there. So you can throw this right through weeds, snake it in and out, move it real slow. And of course it's a Huddleston, so it looks real, swims real, and all that. So next, I've got some bladed baits and jigs that I always bring around. I've got the Strike King KVD. I think this is the 3/4 ounce swim bait or spinner bait. Got the same thing in a different color here. And then I really like these chatter baits. These are kind of a newer deal, but they really thump well, especially in kind of cloudy water. And what I'll throw on the back is just a swim Senko. And when it's going through the water, it really has a bait fish profile. It looks really good with that tail just kind of slowly thumping on the back there as the whole thing's wiggling. And then just a standard jig. I always have a few jigs. So that's what I'm carrying around in my tackle box right now for winter baits. Click below to subscribe, like this video, and stay tuned. I'm going to be having some more of these come your way. Please comment if you want to see any baits reviewed. Later on this year, I'm going to be getting a big order from River to Sea, so we're going to do a big unboxing of that. Quite a few baits coming from them, and I will try to get some on the water video. I don't have GoPro or anything, so I'll try to use my phone. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll see. So click to subscribe, like the video. We'll see you next time.